And it doesn't surprise me that these two things were announced yesterday because they needed a distraction. They needed a topic change. They need to get everybody's attention away from chins. And for those who are unfamiliar with that, Charmine Obaid-Chinoy, I call her chins. They needed to get a distraction from chins because it just kept making everything look bad, worse and worse, because we're dogs with a bone. Us real Star Wars fans who are YouTubers. We're dogs with a bone. We are not going to let this go. We are going to harp on it. And they hate it because the normies are seeing this shit. And every time they try to shift the narrative about, oh, you took it out of context. Oh, you're talking about that years ago. We were able to lay out all the facts so the normies can see it and understand it. And the normies don't care about this shit. They don't care about Disney Star Wars. But they got their announcements. And I spent yesterday and part of today tracking some of the, not all, just some. I picked a handful of my favorites that I either replied to or make my case for what we're going to talk about here. Of the Disney stans on X Twitter who think this is a giant win. Both Mandalorian Season 3 and Ahsoka watched their numbers tank last year. These shows were not received well by the general public, and they were barely watched on Disney+. The only people that liked it were the weirdos on X Twitter. They're the only ones that watch this. There are a few thousand of them who are connected in their weird little, what's a good word? I guess hive mind. It's a hive mind. It's a hive mind because they all say the same shit. That are connected in their hive mind and push the narrative, the delusion of grandeur that Ahsoka was successful and everybody loves all the Dave Filoni stuff. But it's not true. All right, but let's look at some of these tweets right now that I have ready to go here, and you need to see what they sound like, and we'll pick it apart. Some of these I did reply to, some of these I didn't. Here we go. Someone who actually has their account called Mandoverse Updates. We've won so hard. Ahsoka Season 2, Mando Season 4, Mando Movie Plus, Dave's Movie 2, Mandoverse for the win. Do you see this? These people mentioned Star Wars anywhere? This guy cares, and his little idiot followers who reply to him, who give him his engagement, they only care about Disney Star Wars, everything after 2012. This isn't a Star Wars fan. This is a Mandoverse fan, which isn't Star Wars. So they think this is a win. But when you're touting a victory over something and you don't even mention the franchise it's a part of in your victory lap, it reveals who you are. And you have delusions of grandeur if you think people are going to agree with you en masse for this. This guy is a plant. He's an ideologue. Just look at his profile picture. You could see what he's wearing on his shirt right there. Trans lives matter. Trans rights. This guy is an ideologue. I've seen him talk about politics. This guy's not a fan. He's not a nerd. He's a tourist. He's a fake fan. And you look at this, you understand that somebody like this has no comprehension of what goes on when you make stuff. Mace Windu. This guy's a real piece of work. Bro, make the budget like 75 million. I promise you'll rake in at least 500 million. Where do I start? First of all, I know, you know, real fans know, real nerds know, and real money men know. None of these movies, not Bando and Grogu, not Rey movie, not Filoni movie. And when I say Filoni movie, we mean what they call his heir to the empire. Please let it be called that. That would be Christmas, my birthday, Hanukkah, and let's just throw in another holiday, all wrapped into one. That would be all of it wrapped into one. Because the amount of backlash that we'll receive is going to be glorious when that happens. I think they're dumb enough to do that. I really think Dave Filoni is stupid enough to do it. But back to this Joker. Everybody and their grandma who understands how making movies works knows there's no way you're making a modern day big budget science fiction movie that with the word Star Wars on it for anything less than at least $200 million. They will CGI the hell out of all of this. They need they need to pay the cast, the crew. They need to go on location, taxes. All there is so much. $75 million doesn't even buy Kathleen Kennedy her cup of coffee filled with alcohol because that's what she runs on. Okay, that doesn't even buy her lunch. This Joker thinks they're going to make a movie for $700 million and also you'll rake in $500 million. Do you understand that even, let's say, if they manage somehow on God's green earth to make this movie for $75 million, if you raked in $500 million, yes, you've made maybe about $300 million in profit. But this is Star Wars. They need you to make $1 billion. So this asshole doesn't even understand how money works, how making a movie works. And to think that it's going to be 75 million, yeah, no, this movie, the Ray movie, the Filoni movie, the James Mangold movie, James Crybaby Mangold, all of them. These movies are all going to be probably $300 million movies. Because don't tell me suddenly Disney's gonna find Jesus and learn how to make budgets. The stands, they don't have the money power. They don't move the needle like a real fan base does. The High Republic is a failure. It sells in the thousands, not even the tens of thousands. They had to close Galactic Star Cruiser. Nobody goes to Galaxy's Edge. Nobody buys the merch. And nobody watches these movies. Then the normies, they're already apathetic. They're hip to how bad this shit is. They're not interested anymore. So if you don't get the normie money here in America, you're not going to get the money. Nothing Disney has done in 3 years has made a profit in the theaters. And that ain't going to change with this. So let's go back. We go back to Mr. Mandoverse updates. The fact that Grogu and Mando are iconic enough characters to have their very own movie makes me want to cry. Even like even Boba and Obi-Wan don't have their own movies, even though they were supposed to. Delusions. These are not iconic characters. Din Djarin is just a Mandalorian in some armor that looks like every other goddamn Mandalorian in existence. He's not iconic. And as I just said, Baby Yoda Grogu, this little green piece of shit, his time is up. The fad is over. Nobody cares about. I gotta stop. This is driving me nuts. Stop. My God. It's over. He's done. He doesn't move the needle. Grogu merch doesn't sell anymore unless you're a 5-year-old or a girl who goes, cute baby. Doesn't sell. These are not iconic characters. And this movie will prove it. All right, we got this guy right here. I'm excited for the standing ovation screaming that will happen in theaters when Sheath shows up. Could it rival Endgame's portal sequence? I think so. I replied to this one and I said, are you for real? Are you a troll? Nobody can be this deluded and out of touch and detached from reality. Now, I got some responses from this. Why are you such a toxic, negative person? Why can't you just let people have fun? She's a beloved fan favorite character. Nobody likes the Jawa. Because that's what she is. She's a Jawa. She's a creep and a weirdo. The actress, not talk about the actress, talk about the character. Again, they fail to understand when we attack this shit, when we rip it apart, we're talking about the content, not the people portraying the content. This is deluded. And I think this person is serious. These are freaks and weirdos and tourists. And then there's this guy right here. PSA, if you're not excited or don't have a positive mindset about upcoming Star Wars projects, you absolutely 100% do not have to watch them and complain about them for the years to come. You know what this is? This is surrender. This is fear. Because they don't want me. They don't want you. They don't want every other person in the fellowship, every other person in our sphere who reports on this show, who reviews this shit, to truthfully talk about it. And that's what these guys, they're all cowards. Every single one of them. They're watching it all fall apart. They know this shit is about to just die on the vine. But they've gone on the attack. We're the weirdos. We're the ones who are toxic. We're the ones who are ruining the fun. And some of the ones who like to preach positivity, oh, they've gone on the attack lately. They've started going, oh, you're the wrong ones around here. Why are you talking like this? Why can't you just let us have our fun, you toxic fans? You're what's wrong with Star Wars community. No, you're what's wrong because you don't even belong in this community. And he especially doesn't belong in this one. Don't believe them. They're going to come at us saying, look at all these announcements. There's a lot of other ones out here. I didn't mark them yesterday. I should have, but I didn't. There's a lot of other stupid accounts out there that are going, how can Star Wars be failing with all these announcements? How could it be doing bad? Like I said a few minutes ago, look at the numbers, look at the ratings, look at the interest, look at the rotting merch, look at the fact that Hasbro told Lucasfilm and Disney, we are not going to make Black Series figures beyond the barest minimum amount because there's no market for it. We're not going to make any of the other levels of the action figures at all because there's no market for it. There's no market for Disney Star Wars, except if you're on YouTube, where we review it, we mock it, we tell the truth.
Good. I can feel your anger.
This is stupid right here. Let's go through this real quick before we go on to the other topic for tonight. Disney Star Wars, 13 Disney Star Wars characters, and I add that in there because that's what it is. 13 Disney Star Wars characters who can return in Mandalorian Grogu. This is to my point about by the fact that there is no real Star Wars in Disney Star Wars in this Mandoverse, in the Filoni-verse. There's no real Star Wars. Now, we're going to go through this real quick. Chat, I want you with me to decide if any of these characters will put butts in seats. All right, let's go. Let's start. Carl Weathers, Grief Karga. No. Carl Weathers is great, but nobody gives two shits about Grief Karga. He was made up in Mando Season 1. He was made up in Mando Season 2 and Mando Season 3. He's a fake character that has no actual Star Wars history. Nobody cares. Not going to happen. Nobody wants this. That's not putting butts in seats. Bo-Katan Kryze. Now, Bo-Katan comes from Clone Wars and Rebels originally. Katie Sackhoff, yeah, we all want to touch ourselves to Katie Sackhoff. We want her to touch us as well. But she's not putting butts in seats because Bo-Katan is another crap character nobody cares about. Sorry. Yeah, for some Legatus, maybe. Again, it's primarily to touch themselves. And also because Katie Sackhoff's kind of based. She's fun. People like her. But that's not going to put butts in seats. All right. Oh, fat Asian pilot. Captain Carson Teva. The glue of Dave Filoni's Star Wars. He's in everything. No, nobody cares about this guy. No. Nobody cares about this character. Zeb Aurelios, a Rebels fanfic character who, mind you, that all these people who watch this shit think that he's gay with another character. So nobody cares about this character. That's not putting butts in seats. So yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening. I don't even know who the fuck this. What was this? The chick from the village in Mando Season 1? Who cares? That's how lame this is. They think, oh, people want to see Omera. Nobody knows who Omera is. It's sad. It's pathetic. Completely sad and pathetic. All right. Talk about nothing. Nothing. This character doesn't even really exist. Miggs Mayfield. Yeah, we want to see what the hell is that guy's name? That actor, that comedian's name. I don't remember his name. Bill was it Bill Burr? Bill Burr, yeah. Bill Burr. Nobody cares about this. Nobody cares about Bill Burr. Bill Burr's on a draw. His character's on a draw. This is retarded. Again, show me a Star Wars character. Oh, they're going to show me one that used to be a Star Wars character. Where's it going? Boba Fett. Hey, people love Boba Fett. Too bad this is Boba Fett. This ain't Boba Fett. This is not the guy who outdid Han Solo on Cloud City. This ain't the guy. This isn't the guy who could kill Sith and Jedi alike. This ain't Boba Fett. No, it's not. I mean, Legatus, it would be a maybe if it was Boba Fett, but it's not Boba Fett. This is Boba Fett. This is a guy who basically wants us to believe that Sand People, Tusken Raiders, are indigenous people that need to be understood and represented. No, they're monsters and they should be slaughtered. All right. Fennec Shand. Hey, you know what? Ming Na Wen, over 50, still keeping it high and tight. I will touch myself to her, and I want her to touch me as well. But no one cares about Fennec Shand. No one gives a damn about Fennec Shand. And Ming Na Wen is not putting butts in seats. Sorry, not happening. The Armorer. This is the way. This is the way. This is the way. This is the way to nobody cares. Now, what's her name under it also may be really hot, but she keeps the helmet on. And nobody is interested in the Armorer, a retarded sect of Mandalorians, the leader of a retarded sect of Mandalorians. Stupid. Ezra Tryhard Bridger, the Tryhard Jedi, the fake Jedi, the Luke wannabe, Dave Filoni's Luke replacement. Nobody cares. Nobody wants this guy. This guy didn't move the needle. Only a bunch of weirdos. Where's Ezra? Why haven't we found Ezra yet? Only those 5 weirdos on X Twitter care. This guy's not a lead. His show was a children's show that weirdos have attached to. So no, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Hera's mother, Syndulla. The rival of Grand Admiral Thrawn. Yeah, right. Everything she is, Dave Filoni made her to be overpowered and important. Nobody cares about Hera Syndulla, another not Star Wars character, another Filoni-verse character. I would love to see Grand Admiral Thrawn, but Lars Mikkelsen is not Beer Belly, and his Beer Belly Thrawn are not Grand Admiral Thrawn. This Grand Admiral Thrawn was beaten 5-6 ways from Sunday by retards on a freighter, and then a not Jedi, a tryhard Jedi, and a flat-chested Mandalorian woman who shouldn't have Force abilities. That's who he was beaten by. This is not Grand Admiral Thrawn. I'd love to see Grand Admiral Thrawn. The real Grand Admiral Thrawn. The real Grand Admiral Thrawn who only lost because of his own hubris. Not because he was really beaten. What can I even say to this? No shade against Ahmed Best. But his Jedi was a game show host that they stuffed in here to sloppily dual wield and save Baby Yoda Grogu from Order 66. I want Ahmed Best to have nothing but success and comfort and peace in his life because the media shat on him. not the fans. We shat on Jar Jar Binks. We didn't shit on him. The media shat on him. The media tried to destroy his life. I don't want his game show host Jedi to be anywhere near a theater. So there you go, guys. 13 characters, two of whom are facsimiles of actual Star Wars characters. Yet not. No one's interested in this. No one asked for this. And these are the characters, some of them, that are going to be in Mando and Grogu in the Dave Filoni movie. Maybe even in the Rey movie. That's what they got. That's the roster. That's the stable they're going to roll out. You telling me these are billion-dollar cast lineups? No, this is a joke. This is fan fiction, and nobody cares at all. I'll see you when the numbers come in, and none of these movies make a penny in profit. Done with this.
Thanks for watching, everybody. If you'd like to reach out to me, please email me at theranernerd@gmail.com for all channel business purposes. I am on Twitter now, mostly for promotion and sharing of videos, maybe a little shit stirring here and there, who knows, at @theranernerd. You can also find me at the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS, and you can see me on Rumble and Odyssey under the Renaissance Nerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.